everyone. I want to give a quick update on a brief card read I've done that was asking the question to the universe, our whole spiritual support teams interplay with us on earth, asking, so what to next in regards to the systems we live in and how there is so much blockages in progress, in that progress. So systems aren't meant to stay the same. We aren't actually concrete structured beings. So it gets a little frustrating when communication channels are just so non-existent. Like, yeah, you have to wait ages to speak to someone in local government, and then when you do, they don't actually listen to the cause as such and keep you updated on making shifts and changes or anything. But yet you have to see through locally taking some government actions to court. So that's just like a small piece in it all, but it's not small when it comes to get more grounded and listen to the people. And don't make up stories like I don't have the time or we are doing things for that. Actually make the time to have a whole paradigm awareness discussion and just put some real things in place. Don't talk the talk. So that's what got me started on thinking so much of that is happening in the world because we are not concrete beings. So we're not meant to conform in this is the way it is and there is no growth, because the people feel it, because we're spiritual beings and we feel it. So that's why I did a card shuffle, because we need to relate to our intuition, and this will feel like a building breaking open, because say you're in a meeting or you're doing various usual systematic tasks, and this is the way we slowly somewhat call it progress, and then you start to include that you're a spiritual being. So you have intuitive guidance and you actually have a spiritual support team, a system that is listening, that is aware of the other energies into play, that is aware of the bigger picture and actually how limited humans think. So when you start to say to yourself, okay, all right, so this has been our meeting so far. And then you sit back and you remember what I just said, spiritual being, spiritual team, higher intelligence connection. If you truly considered, it would be an opening at the chest, a nervousness in the gut, and the shoulders would feel like they were coming apart. Because we've built up that we are just this. We're humans on earth and we put our heads down and we get into it, and same most of the time, and there's not a lot of change, and we got problems building up and there's stuff happening and no one's got enough time and no one's listening, and the communication channels aren't that important, and we talk the talk and we tell people things are getting done, but really the people, if you chill out, are still seeing the same things occur. So we need more communication basis there, don't we? So we need to realize that people are spirits, and spirits are suffering in the human being when not listened to, not assisted, and you can't just chuck on an outfit and say everything is going well and everything's okay and I'll talk to you sometime in the next quarter of the year. And you get on that wheel and that cycle and still nothing is getting done. And it ain't rocket science for what needs to get done. It needs some heartfelt opening attention, and that needs to be new airwaves. So it feels like the person could break open if they were to consider outside of the headspace, outside of the scientific intellectual realm, into, I need to ground that I'm a human, and I need to ground that there's humans in connection to me, and my role is of responsibility, not to have all the answers and appear like I've got it sorted, but to actually break down the structures, loosen it up. So what is my intuition? I'm going to start to learn. Because we all have it. Higher guidance. It's our inner teacher, our inner calling, our inner resonance, and we're just not acting on it because life has become how we look, what we got, what we can advertise, what we can buy next, our few hours off on the weekend, our minimal family connections, our rush, 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 and staying the same. So intuitive, earthly human responsiveness is the new paradigm. And that is not without heart contemplation. So the 3 cards I've got for this read. And so my guides know everything that I just expressed, because in life you got to communicate it. But energetically, your guides know exactly where you're at, especially if you've taken a little bit of time like I have this morning and allowed my whole self to be with how I feel about what's going on in observation and the wider aspect and flow. You know, keeping across all these things and feeling into them and actually allowing conversation to come up and out, okay? This is your communication of your deeper self and the part you play. So my question to the cards, as I told you, and to the guides was, so what to next? Like, you know? Meaning, if we're in this blockage of communication and we see so much change happening and there's still these requests to be listened to, and there would be less opposites debates if there was more grounded approach, allowance of what's actually needed by the human ear, listening to make real progress. So the 3 cards are, past is the Page of Fire. And so let's read that. We got past, present, and future card. And this one, because I have read it before, is speaking of taking steps towards new. So the questioning of how everything's running and us moving toward new ways of opening. Enthusiastic action, adventurousness, venturing forth, beginning a project, acting on a new idea. And the affirmation descriptions of the Page of Fire: I am free to venture forth, for co-creating a life true to my desire is my right. I am finding my purpose as I take the first step into something new. My ideas have value. I dream boldly. So that's a big thing for us all, and we are shifting to that for sure. So that was the past position of the card. Now we've got the present, High Priestess, which is one of the main cards in a reading. So you have like the, what is it, 1 to 7? No, 1 to 9, and then you have a page. In this deck you have a page, messenger, king and queen. So there's also some main cards, and this is a high priestess, like a archetypal representation of present relating to our question. High priestess is the mystery. So the intuitive aspect of us opening up, which is higher intelligence actually works with us. So how about we just open our shoulders, open our heart, feel any newness, nervousness, like a child opening up to something new. There is something else working with us, and my energy field, not just my physical flesh body, my energy field that gives me the flesh body, is being communicated to all the time. If I slow down the head structure of the way things are always in, like in a pause and a breath, let go of what we know, take a moment, everyone stare out the window, and really let go of each other. Let go of the conversation we had, let go of what we'd really like, what we think we've done. Perhaps get up, take a break, walk outside, and let's come back after we've had that intuitive allowance. And this needs to be practiced, because amazing things can happen. And then when we go home, or in the morning, or when we're with our family, it's just a more spacious allowance if you allow yourself to let go of construct. Bare feet on the grass, just letting go of construct and remembering your energy, and you can receive higher guidance, so that us humans don't go around thinking we've got it all sorted out, we've got it all under control, but we give ourselves the right amount of credit in co-creation, co-credit let's call it, that we are opening up as well to that we are not just physical beings on a planet. Like, just even saying that makes me feel insane now, because we can be trapped in that mentality, and that's typical 3D, but we are not that. So High Priestess for our present card represents that mystery. Some things are not meant to be known intellectually, but are meant to be experienced through intuition. This card reminds me to trust that I have access to higher wisdom, and knowing when I tune in, higher wisdom and knowing when I tune in and trust my vibes. So we'll get into vibes another time, but there's some good intuitive teachers that will help you realize to trust your feelings that rise, messages that rise, and how to act on them. This is the time when mysteries will be revealed and I can grow as a result. So not only are you growing by listening and acting on intuitive guidance, situations shift and change, because we're allowing the access of our bigger picture. And the last card, I'll just show you that card again in case you appreciate illustrations, because they do have meaning as well. It can take you into a little bit more of a depth feeling to contemplate the words. So the last card for future is Queen of Air. Absolutely gorgeous illustration. Our future card, which is we're in the now moment, right? So this is just a reading of what has been, what it is we're calling into play, and the Queen of Air is like what it calls into play. Queen of Air. Oops. Setting healthy boundaries, strong self-esteem, calculated and shrewd decisions, clear communication, well organized, a wordsmith. I have clarity of purpose. My intentions are in alignment with my understanding. There is always a strategy in the game called life. Can I let go of false truths and be rigorously honest with myself and others? Gorgeous. So that is some questions to ask ourselves. Introducing in our lives that we are spirit. And spirit is energy and powerful. So I'm going to read that one more time for our contemplation moving forward. Setting healthy boundaries, strong self-esteem, calculated and shrewd decisions, clear communication, well organized, a wordsmith. So the affirmation intents are, I have clarity of purpose, my intentions are in alignment with my understanding, there is always a strategy in the game called life, can I let go of false truths and be rigorously honest with myself and others? You can look more into the Queen of Air through different tarot cards, but I enjoy this one for a brief upload reminder. But that's the representation really of standing up and becoming more of our whole selves, inner truth, and making decisions in that alignment, which is an ongoing flexibility expansion, not keeping oneself small and same, because that's what's got us into a lot of same solutions, going round and round. Thanks for listening, everyone. Tried to keep it short. God bless. Always love you meeting with me. Bye for now.